Hi everybody, this is Jerry D from Missing Persons of America. I'm going to talk to you about a couple things I've seen on social media. I want to bring that to your attention. And also, they're talking about a red truck. The authorities are searching for a red truck. And I'm wondering if this is the same truck that was seen on a trail cam. So we'll go over that in just a second. So many of you already know this information, so it won't be anything new to you, but I also heard some information about a truck that was found on a trail cam, and I want to ask you if you think maybe this might be related. So as you all know, Summer Wells has been missing from Rogersville, Tennessee since June 15th, 2021, and they are still searching for her, and I believe this is the 13th day. And the police let out a bulletin, and it stated that they were looking for a red or maroon 1998 to 2000 Toyota Tacoma truck. Now, I've seen some pictures that are not of the truck, but of what it would look like. And they're not stating this person is a suspect at all. They just are stating they would like to talk to the person that was driving this truck. And so far, no one has come forward, and they have not. It's either because they don't realize that the authorities want to talk to them, or they do and they just don't want to come forward. So it's got to be one or the other, right? But I'm sure if there is somebody that knows someone that has a red Toyota Tacoma truck, I'm sure they're going to get a hold of them and they're going to state, hey, the authorities want to talk to you. And maybe we'll find out some information today or tomorrow. I don't think it's going to go on too much longer. I'm sure they're going to be able to track who that is. Now, the truck was seen on Ben Hill Road and Beach Creek Road, and in particular they had a description in there that I thought was interesting. In fact, let me post up what the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation actually said about it. It was a full bed ladder rack along with white buckets in the truck bed. Now, when they say white buckets, I'm thinking, are they actual buckets? Or are they didn't say bucket seats or anything, so I guess we're going to assume that they were actual white buckets in the back of the truck. We have been unable to identify the driver of this truck. Due to this, we are asking the driver to contact us at 1-800-TBI-FIND. And we would like to speak to you to confirm this information and ask what you may have heard or seen at the time. If you're the driver of the truck, please contact us. We want to stress that this individual is not a suspect. Okay, so I'm sure they want to make sure that that gets out to the public so nobody becomes a vigilante and tracks the truck down or maybe approaches someone that has nothing to do with this case and gets everything all mixed up. So I can understand why they are making sure that the public knows that this person is not a suspect. All right. Now, I got some information about a red truck, and I didn't say anything about it because I didn't know it was pertinent or not. Now, not because I didn't say anything about it doesn't mean that the TBI does not know about it. They do know about this information because a person came forward and they found this truck on their trail cam, and they gave it to it's either FBI or the TBI, and they have this information now. And what they said, there's a little story with what was shown on this trail cam. And what it was a man was in the truck, and there was two children in the bed of the truck. And one of the things that stood out for me is in the explanation that the truck turned around, backed into the neighbor driveway near Big Elm Road in Churchill, Tennessee. When the truck backed in to turn around, the kids were sitting up in the bed. The man said something to them, and the kids lay down in the truck bed. Then the truck took off. The color of the truck was red, and the plate could not be made out. Now, the information has not gone out to the public about this trail cam, and so you have to keep that thought in mind. Either they have pursued it and found out that there was nothing there, or the bulletin that went out about this red truck is the same information. The other thing I wanted to point out when they were talking about the children in the back was two things. One, the girl was wearing pink and gray. So she's wearing the same clothing that Summer wore. They didn't say anything about the hair, nothing along that line. But like I mentioned before, they said the children were sitting up. Now, does that mean they were in the bed of the truck sitting up? Or do they mean they were sitting up because they were sitting on something? Could they have been sitting on buckets and using the buckets as seats? And that's why they were sitting up and they could be seen in the back of the bed of the truck. I don't know. So I believe that the possibility that some stranger drove up to the property and took Summer is very slim. First of all, if they were to drive up that driveway, they don't know what they're running into. They don't know who would be there, let alone a child. So I don't think anyone would do that. But if she was down by the street or down by the road, then maybe possibly they pulled over and they did something like that. But that doesn't eliminate that this could be someone that knew the family, that had been there before, maybe even dropped off donations in the past, and they knew the family, and maybe they just knew the family in passing. Maybe they've seen the family in the past, and the family doesn't even really realize they even knew the person. This could be the situation also. But if you were to consider this information and think of it as a possibility, then I think we also need to branch out the search. And one of the places I think they should be looking is at a landfill. If a person wanted to get rid of evidence, they could put it in the woods, but they know everyone is searching in the woods. So the next thing they could possibly do is drive to a landfill, or maybe go to a commercial dumpster and put evidence in there, knowing that eventually it would end up at the landfill. So I think that, I don't know if the authorities have looked in the landfill yet. I haven't heard anything. I would think that if they had, that the reporters would have reported on it, that they've seen them over there, but I haven't heard anything along this line. And I also wanted to mention that I was looking to see if there was any landfills in the area, and you'll see on the map here a couple of things. You'll see the house where Summer lives. You'll see that Big Elm address there where the red truck was seen, and I remind you that it was just called a red truck. They didn't have any more specifics than that. We don't know what type it was. The other red truck, the Toyota Tacoma, I told you before, was saw over there by Ben Hill Road. And then we have on the map the Republic Services Carter Valley landfill. Over there is a landfill that doesn't look like it's too far. It looks like it's maybe an hour away. It's showing an hour 21 minutes, I think, to Big Elm. So maybe this is 45 minutes away from the Ben Hill Road house. And then there's also Hawkins County Convenience Center, and I believe that's a garbage, I guess pickup, not delivery, pickup place over there. And I'm sure locals know a lot more about this, and if you do, you could send me a message or just put a comment on below and let everybody know about these landfills here. Also, I've seen an ad post on social media from a young lady that said that she seen Summer at the Tellico Plains Save-A-Lot in Tennessee. Now, she said the girl was asking for help and she didn't realize until she was home later and saw a photo of Summer that this was the same girl. So she put on the post on there, she said the little girl was asking for help. And I think people were, well, I know that people have been very critical of her because they said, why didn't you reach out? Why didn't you help her immediately? Why didn't you get the police involved? All this kind of stuff. And then she came back later and she mentioned that the girl looked hurt and that she had what appeared to be a pimple on the top of her ear that had blood on it. And she doesn't go into any more detail than that. I'm sure there's much more of a story there, but she has said twice that she's contacted the TBI and she hasn't heard back from them. And she also posted again the following day that she has reached out to them again and has not heard back from them. So I did reach out to her and I offered her any help that she would need to get hold of the authorities. And I also mentioned to her that timing is imperative here because if there is surveillance video, that they need to get it right now. A lot of times businesses will tape over their surveillance video. They'll reuse the same stuff. Sometimes it's a day, 24 hours, 48. Sometimes it's a weekly thing. We don't know what Save-A-Lot does over there. And we don't want any evidence to get recorded over. So it's really, really important that she get this information over to the police. Is this viable information? Is this factual information? I don't know. But until we do, I think that it should be treated as pertinent information until it proves to be not pertinent information. So at this point in time, I've done all that I could to encourage her to make sure she gets a hold of them. I mean, at this point in time, it's almost like you should drive over there. If you can't get anybody to call you back, you should drive over there. I'm sure there's searchers over there. There's people over at the house, all in that area that she could personally talk to make sure that she's given that information to them and they can act on it as quickly as possible. So that is about it. You'll see the couple more maps here that shows you where the Save-A-Lot is located at. Okay, well, that is about it on this. That is the information I wanted to give to you. Put your comments down below. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers and particularly all those subscribers that subscribed to me when I first started doing this a year ago. I really, really appreciate you for staying with me and watching all these videos and helping with the missing out there. And you can continue to help by subscribing so I can get this spread far and wide. And the next video I will be doing is on another missing person. I have a couple of cases I want to bring to your attention. They are older cases that seem to have been forgotten, so I want to bring them out there so you can look at them with fresh eyes and see if you know any information. And there's also lots of videos on there, a couple hundred videos that I have of missing people all over the United States. So if you can, take a look at those and see if it's anybody you recognize and you can help find them. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Bye-bye.